Alright, we're back on the bullshit. JB the third here. VNSnow.com, and I'm just not looking forward to this at all. But we must continue. We must at least close out this route. For the sake of time, I went on the third option just to see what it did, and it loops you back around to the escort ending. So, if you don't have some sort of resolution here, you will just go back to being a prostitute. So, we've already put the crime on someone else who, for all we know, was an innocent person who we just decided was guilty because KG said two sentences that apparently resonated with us. So, that was the thing that happened. With that done, let's see what happens if we try to betray KG. This definitely isn't the right thing to do, but it's what I have to do to keep surviving. I need to finish the report, but I'll let the casino capture KG themselves. I do my best to push my hesitation and conscience below the surface. Literally, again, her conscience is coming from this guy who just bought a multi-million-dollar house and is hanging out in a club after killing 30 men. But hey, he said something that's apparently moral. And below the surface, drowning them out. It aches, but I somehow convinced myself that it's too late to change my mind. I stop at the bar area to grab a few drinks, chugging them down like there's no tomorrow before heading home in a buzzed tizzy. I clamber through the door and nearly trip over my own 2 feet in the process. Shit. The report can wait till tomorrow. The world can wait one more day for me to become part of the problem. My self-awareness hurts a lot. Again, this sudden burst of morality comes from a character that, not her, but him. But well, she's shown no moral indications, and neither has he. The game has just decided they're the good guys in a corrupt system, so now we have to follow them. Let myself fall onto the bed and haphazardly spread out my limbs, sighing. What would Dad say about all this if he knew? Would he say it was a good business decision, or maybe scold me for knowingly joining against my own morals? My mind spins and spins for hours on end. At some point, however, I chalk it up to be alcohol-induced anxiety. After all, a professional fixer shouldn't involve their personal feelings in their work. I think that should cover all the information I have on KG. Red and Blue had better be happy with this. I ensure the file is probably saved before removing the data chip and heading out the door. Although there's still a hint of sadness in my step, I feel significantly more confident about my decision this morning. With this, they'll have to trust me, and I'll be well on my way to making real business connections. This is one chance I can't pass up. I'm sorry, KG Light. In the end, all you are is a stepping stone on my path to success. I promise I'll let you get a free hit on me in the afterlife, if it exists. Besides, if anything, this is just your karma catching up to you. Even though your intentions may have started out as good, you still killed a dozen people and robbed the casino. I mean, and there's no evidence that his intentions even started out as good, I'm just saying. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm sure all of that justice crap you gave me was just an act to begin with. Yes! You have no evidence to say otherwise, so why are you even assuming that? You know what, never mind. There I go being logical again. The game clearly doesn't want to be logical. I can't believe I let that guy pull the wool over my eyes so easily. I will say that the soundtrack is actually rather decent. It evokes like 80s, late 80s, early 90s anime. I just wish it was a part of a better game. Besides, the casino comes into sight ahead of me, shedding my negative feelings before I walk through the doorway. The sisters are always waiting for me in the lobby. Are already waiting for me in the lobby. Red appears as cheerful as always, while Blue has her arms crossed and is frowning. Someone's comforting. How expected the scene is. Good morning, Shizume. Good morning, Red. I don't see the target anywhere with you. Sorry, but I don't think I can manage that on my own. As it turns out, the guy killed an entire small gang by himself. Both of the women gasp. Blue in particular doesn't seem to believe me, but remains quiet. I do have more than enough data here for you guys to catch him, though. I found his address and confirmed that he's your thief. He told me himself, if you can believe that. Is that so? Great work. You're just lazy and don't want to do the hard work yourself. You can admit it. I wish that were the case, but no. I spoke to an eyewitness about the murders, and Mr. Light himself never denied the fact when I mentioned it. Light, huh? I never heard that name before. Me neither. Seems like he's been living under the radar this whole time. I get the feeling he has big plans for the future, though. Not more reason to snuff him out as soon as possible, then. Hey, yes, I have to agree. This man sounds like a threat to society. Oh, right. I'll take that data chip off your hands and then send you the credits. Right. I retrieved the safely covered chip from my pocket and handed it to Red, who smiled and gives me a light pat on the shoulder. Another job well done, Shizume. You're really going places. Yeah, right. Oh, lighten up, sis. Shizume's not stupid enough to give us false data. After all, we'll figure it out right away. Well, you didn't in the last timeline. Just gotta throw that out there. We'll see about that. It may not seem like it, but she's starting to warm up to you. I promise. What are you saying? I definitely am not. You know, Mr. Dart might pay more attention to you if you were honest about your feelings for once. People like honesty. Seriously? Yes, don't you agree, Shizume? Maybe. The redhead face suddenly flickers with surprise, and she makes an apologetic expression. I'm so sorry. I got a little sidetracked there, didn't I? I'll take care of your payment now. Sure, it's to wire me the credit for the job, which actually ends up being a little more than I expect. I added a small bonus as, shall we say, hazard pay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's nothing. Oh, actually, why don't you come see the fruits of your labor? It's not every day you get an opportunity like this. What do you mean? You can take the elevator up to the boss's office. It'll be too cramped in there for 4 of us anyway. What? Just get your ass in the elevator and go up already. If you're any slower, you'll get in our way. Blue gives me a strong push to the back, grimacing at me. Alright, I'm going. The door shut in front of me just as the sisters once again lit. Wait, what? Just as the sisters once again lift cage, my heart beats a little quicker when my mind comes to terms with what I'm about to witness. They already... I'm doing the right thing. I can't turn back now. Wait, when did they get him? Okay, wait a minute. When the elevator reopens, Daedalus greets me with a surprised expression. Well, hello, Shizume. I must admit I was not expecting you to see you again so soon. Sorry if I'm getting in your way. Ray just insisted that I come see the fruits of my labor. The blonde bursts into laughter and places a hand on my shoulder, lightly pushing against me to redirect me off to the side. I see. Not a bad idea. In any case, if you don't wish to be caught in the splash zone, you had best move farther back than that. Oh, right. Thanks for the tip. As I head towards the back of the office, the elevator returns to the ground floor. Like I predict, Red and Blue steps in coma carried to Stella. When did they get him? Hold on. Like, no. Am I imagining this? Am I going insane? Okay, we're going back here. No breaks. She gives us we give her the information. She gives us the money. And they already have him. Like, they don't go out to get him. They just immediately have him right there. The fuck? Like, guys. Would it have really been that hard to put in a scene saying 2 days later? Or a day later? An hour later? Something other than immediately, oh yeah, you just gave us this information. We got him now. Just the fuck? I mean, I've already talked about the laziness of this game's writing once in this series. This blows my mind though. This is a fuck you to any kind of chronological order or narrative time or anything. It's literally just like, screw it. We just need him up there. Get him up there. Nothing. It's just... I need a minute. Hold on. Okay. Deep breath. The women lay him flat on the ground. They only make it a few steps before Daedalus Dark has the gun out. Okay, so I won't turn my eyes away, but it happens too quickly. The shot rings so loudly Now my eardrums ache and a wave of blood splatters blood splatter barely misses me. Instead of standing in the wall and floor a few feet away. So now the recycled graphic makes sense because he's on the ground. So of course now it makes sense. Before they just recycled it in a way that makes no sense. I'm ready for this to end. Oh my god. I can smell it again. The stench of death. It takes my everything not to be sick all over the floor. Meanwhile, Daedalus and his lackeys are happily laughing about the whole thing on the other side of the room. But even when my actions keep causing people to be killed, I can't turn around. I take a moment to catch my breath before heading towards the elevator. However, Daedalus interrupts me. Well, what did you think? What did you think, Shizume? Was this your first execution? It was sure something. I guess that's a non-answer, but I really don't want to talk about it right now. I carefully step past the man and slip into the elevator. Thankfully, they let go of me without any other issues. Have a nice day. You too. I walk out of the casino, holding my head towards the dark sky above. This was the correct choice, and even if it wasn't, it's too late to take it back now. I'm sorry if I misunderstood you, KG Light, but this is goodbye. Maybe we can be friends in another life. Another job perfectly accomplished, Shizume. Thank you so much. It was nothing. You're welcome. Ray quickly transfers the credits to my account, beaming all the while. Nowadays, this is simply a familiar scene. Nothing special. As if after having proved myself a capable fixer, the Dark Casino has continued to employ me whenever they need a helping hand with something or other. As it turns out, covert investigations are my specialty, and the jobs I am offered reflect that. Word of my talent spreads, and I begin receiving offers from outside clients, even normal people, on the rare occasion. This is the life I have pined so desperately for. I'm not selling my body, and I'm not murdering anyone. I'm searching and learning. I understand that my path is paved on the life of a young man, but I chalk it up to it having been a necessity. I also understand that nearly every step I take forward from here on out has resulted in the death of another person. However, this is the life I chose. I am neither completely cloaked in darkness nor shone upon by the light. No, I have become one with the twilight. Screw you. Okay. That was bad. I mean, we were all expecting a level of bad there, but that was bad on a level I was not expecting. Just the leaps and bounds in narrative. Just the absolute screw yous to the audience. Just. You know what? I'm gonna play the last route. Because I believe in this singular playthrough of the game, I have just about 100%ed every single route, which is something. I mean, I would be impressed, but this game doesn't exactly make it hard for you to rush through it. Yeah, I have done 12 out of 23 endings, 50%. So, here's what we're going to do. Because I want to, mostly I just want to punch people in the face. This is such a bad game. Like, bad sex scenes aside, vagina walls throbbing aside, it's just a terribly written game. Zero effort put into have it make even a remotest of basic sense. Like, this is a warmed over science fiction cyberpunk plot to begin with, but they could have tried something. Anything. It didn't have to be quite this bad. So, but you know what? Screw it. We're gonna do the last route of this game. I'm gonna see if I can one-shot the last route in this video. I'm not gonna be able to rant until the last bit of it. But we're gonna give it a shot. If I can one-shot this in one video, I will be rather pleased with myself. I believe this is the file. No, this isn't it. We're gonna have to start from the top. Okay. shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, we meet her again in her terrible dress. But this time, we will speak to her. I don't mean to be nosy, but are you alright, miss? You really don't look good. What's your name? Serenity. It's Serenity. Nice to meet you, Serenity. I'm Shizume. Is there somewhere we can sit? Yes, I think so. Follow me. The brunette leads me to a corner table, far away from the hustle and bustle of the main gambling area. We sit across from each other in a little booth. Excuse me. So, do you work here? I do. I'm an indentured servant to Mr. Daedalus Stark. That creep again, huh? Makes sense, though. He does seem to be at the top of the management chain here. I see. May I ask how you ended up here? I'm not sure if I should be digging this deep, but I have a bad feeling about all this, and I just can't ignore it. You could have in the last timeline, but hey, who's counting? My father, he disappeared. It used to be just him and me. My mother passed away soon after I was born. I didn't have any money, and no relatives would take me in. When I couldn't make the rent payments anymore, the landlord decided to get his money by selling off what few of our belongings that hadn't already been repossessed by the debt collectors. But that wasn't enough. In the end, he sold me off too. After being brought to an auctioneer, I ended up being bought by Mr. Dark. Wow, her dad sounds like a huge ass. He just abandons a kid like that, adult or not. I'm so sorry to hear about that from one moment to another. I can't even begin to imagine what you've gone through. It's been tough, but I feel a little better having told someone about it. This is the first person you've told about it? Thank you for listening. Serenity's gratitude appears genuine, but her body language clearly expresses that she's still nervous and afraid. I can't help but frown. It's something funny. I just can't remember the last time someone treated me like a human being. It makes me happy. The brunette smile breaks my heart. Shizume, why did you come to the casino today? Oh, a little birdie told me there might be some work of interest to a fixer around here. Unfortunately, it looks like I only ended up wasting my time. A fixer, huh? Maybe this is. Will you help me find my father? If it's money you need, I have some saved up from working. You want to hire me? Instead of just buying your freedom and going on with your life? Good lord, this artwork is terrible. Look how far her eyes extend from her friggin' skull. Christ. Yes. But you don't know anything about me. I could be a scammer or just a really awful fixer. Even so, I think you're a good person, and I want to make a bet on you. Please, Shizume. I mean, hey, if you want to be stupid with your money, why not? I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start for something like that. Yes, investigations are sometimes part of what a fixer does, but this feels like something a regular PI would be best for. It isn't that I haven't considered hiring a detective before, but I don't have the contact with the outside world to find one, so you just randomly ran into a friggin' person in a casino. I'm pretty sure you could find whoever you needed to find if you just wanted to find them, chick. But, even if I did, I don't know. Would he really want to get involved with a slave like me? In other words, she's hoping I'll take pity on her and do what no one else is willing to do. Essentially, yeah. Even though they might be willing to do it. Ah, well. Well, those puppy dog eyes of hers are doing an excellent job of convincing me. Alright, fine. But I'll only work for as long as you can pay me. Fair? Serenity's face contorts in shock and then breaks into hopeful happiness, tears bubbling up in her eyes. Yes! More so than I can ask. Thank you so much, Shizume. She practically leaps over the table and wraps her arms around me. I have to discreetly pick her off. We should probably be careful about not letting anyone find out. I imagine that Daedalus wouldn't be very happy if you realized you were trying to snoop around in the outside world. I mean, here's the thing, and I can't rant, but there are no rules to this. Like, he is not enough of an established character for us to be able to determine whether that's true or not. So we have to assume it's true, but it doesn't make this this dumb plot any easier to digest. I gotta keep going. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't want to put you in any undue danger. She's saying that like this investigation definitely won't be dangerous. Anyway, how should we keep in contact? How about every day I take a break around this? How about every day I take a break around this time? I'll set up the spot and wait for 15 minutes. If you come, we can talk. If you don't, it's fine. If that work for you? Sure, I guess. Before I can ask any rudimentary questions, Serenity's watch begins beeping. Oh, my break is over. I better go. She scoots off the bench and gives me a small bow. Wait, what's your father's name? I can't get anywhere with this if I don't know that much. Ah, yes, his name is Akihiro Shin. Thank you again, Shizume. I have faith that you'll find him for me. Well, I'll try at least. With that, Serenity disappears down the hallway, leaving me to my own devices. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know anything about the guy or even when he disappeared. Maybe I should hold off investigating tag and ask her a few more questions. I searched my eyes before making my way towards the exit of the casino, countless questions swirling in my mind. I can't honestly say I'm looking forward to going back to that place, but I don't want to abandon Serenity either. Plus, she still hasn't given me a down payment. Moving on. Well, as long as she wasn't lying, I should at least be able to pay my living expenses for the month. That'd be nice. But my journey home is thankfully uneventful. For now, I'll start a document to keep track of the case's details. Record what I know, but it doesn't even take a full single page to cover everything. No shit. Oh boy, this isn't going to be easy, is it? Well, if it's anything like how the rest of the game was, we'll just walk into all the answers, and that will be the end of the case. A wave of exhaustion washes over me. I lay back against my chair and sigh. Whatever. I'll write this off as a break day. The following morning, I'm well rested and ready to get to work. I head towards the casino a few minutes before Serenity's break is supposed to start. When I arrive, I instantly spot her sitting in the corner. I'm greeted by a large smile when she notices me. Back so soon? Yeah, I don't have enough details about your dad to do much yet. Plus, I need a down payment before I can actually get to work. Oh my goodness. My deepest apologies. It completely slipped my mind. It's fine. Let me think. The woman gracefully places her finger to her chin and makes a thoughtful expression. Alright, how about, rather than the down payment, I send you 15,000 credits every day. For as long as I can pay you, you'll investigate. With that kind of setup, aren't you worried that I'll drag it out as long as I can, though? Of course, there'll be a time limit and completion bonus to keep you motivated, too. If you figured that much out, why are you still a slave? In total, you have 1 month to finish the case. The completion bonus starts at 500,000 credits, but decreases by 100,000 for every week's work? I'm pretty sure that's more than enough to, unless your dad was in debt to the tune of millions, literal millions, you should have more than enough to free yourself. Why are you still a slave? This is a question that needs to be answered. Like, I need this to come up in the choice menu. I see. That's a pretty clever plan. We're not gonna get a chance to ask that, will we? And an extremely generous bonus. That's enough to take care of my living expenses for 3 months. Nope. On the other hand, the fact that she saved up that much says a lot about how long she's been working here. Will I really be able to find anything about her dad? It worked for you, Dad? Yep, I have no complaints. Wonderful. I'll set up the transfer later, but for now, I need your account number. Right, it's... Sonia writes the number down but doesn't pull out an HDA. I assume she must not be allowed to own one since it could lead to her planning an escape. Then how is she going to transfer you the money? Alright. She needs something to do it. Or maybe she has it hidden. I'll double check that she remembered to set up the transfer line tonight, but it'll probably be fine. Alright, do you need to ask anything about my father? Oh yes, for sure. Are there any places that he used to spend a lot of his time at? Any people he used to spend a lot of time with? I need to know more about how he lived before I can even begin to search. Okay, look. You have his name. Assuming it's not an alias, you should be able to search for the records of his debt and go from there. And again, I'm pissing it. Let me not blow out the mic, but I know I'm pissing in the wind because this is all far too logical for this game to even give a damn about. No, it doesn't even want to try. I understand that, but at the same time, this is almost filler. This is like the filler episode to the game, isn't it? Like if you just wanted a little extra Echo Tokyo in your life, and you weren't satisfied with the main storyline, which I'm assuming we did, you can have this storyline too. I gotta get through this. Let's see, reasonable questions. My father frequented the usual slum hangouts. He visited this place regularly, as well as the bars, clubs, and, well, honestly, I don't know where else, but he went out a lot. In other words, he was your bog standard drunk gambling addict. That's surprising, and it certainly explains how he got into this whole mess in the first place. As for people, I really can't think of any. To be completely honest with you, we didn't discuss our personal relationships much, and they rarely brought anyone by the apartment. Alright, what about family members? Unfortunately, we aren't in contact with them if they're still alive. You don't know if they're even alive? No, sadly. If I did, I would have tried to contact them before, you know. I see. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you for your concern, though. You have any other questions? I have a million questions. I'm at the desperately wrap my brain to ensure that I learn all the important information I need to progress this job. The whole overthinking thing makes the task all the more difficult, however. The basics. Where did you live before you were sold as a slave? Who sold you as a slave specifically? What was their name? Do they own a company? What was the location of the sale? How much did they pay for you? Do you know? Do you remember the exact amount that your father was in debt to? Who all came by to collect on the debt? It's basics! Alright, how long has your father been missing? Okay, we can go with that. That's something at least. Around 3 years. So, saved the 500,000 credits in 3 years. Why are you still an indentured servant? That long? The voice comes out louder than I intended. I look around to ensure that I haven't drawn any unwanted attention. Thankfully, no one even turns their head. Do you really think it's hopeless? The woman's sad expression makes my heart ache, and I can't help but want to be hopeful. I didn't say that. Of course, there's a chance your dad can still be found. If you say so, Shizume, then it must be true. Why does she have to be so trusting? If this investigation doesn't go anywhere, I'm going to feel so guilty. I think we're good for now. If I think of anything else, I'll come back another time. Alright, in any case, I'll see you then. We exchange half smiles, and then I slip off the seat. Well, I guess it's time for me to get to work. Thank you again, Shizume. Oh, you're welcome. Although you're doing me as much of a favor as I'm doing you one, honestly. I swing off towards the game area after shooting Serenity a final glance, watching her disappear into one of the back rooms. I take a peek at the men and women crowding around the game machines. If the man went missing around 3 years ago, I can probably skip out on talking to anyone who looks younger than me. Slowly walk closer to the gambling area, take a stock of many people who look, I mean, hell, why not? Let's just talk to some old people. Surely they have all the answers we're seeking in this game. We don't actually have to think. I mean, the answer will surely just fall into our lap. And that woman over there looks pretty washed out and hookerish. I won't be surprised if Serenity's dad knew his way around her corner. I feel guilty about my assumptions, but chuckle it off. That's also a gentleman who looks pretty rough sitting over there. Actually, is he even alive? He's not moving a whole lot. Yes! How foolish of me to assume that we wouldn't have to assume we would have a choice other than assumptions. How dare I be so logical? We're ending this right now. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the series so far. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. That's vmsnow.com. That's vmsnow.com. I got at least 2 more videos, I think, because I don't know how long this route lasts. Hopefully it's just 1 more video. Realistically, 2. Prepare yourself for a rant upon the time I finish this series, because oh my god, this thing deserves to have his ass kicked. For now, pray with me that I can hold my temper, because if I spend the entire series, the rest of the series, ranting, we're not gonna make it through. I'll see you in the next one.